The MonsterVerse just unveiled its 10th main villain. The MonsterVerse's roster of villains keeps expanding with the addition of Titan X in Monarch. Legacy of Monsters Season 2 on Apple TV+. Outside of Godzilla and Kong, the MonsterVerse introduced a plethora of kaijus ever since its debut on the big screen in 2014. While the two main kaijus had duked it out on screen several times, there are bigger threats that arrived on Earth, mostly coming from unusual places, such as space, ancient times, and a different dimension called the Hollow Earth. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, the MonsterVerse spin-off from Apple TV+, is set to return for a second season, and its new trailer unveiled the first look at its monstrous villain, called Titan X. Not much is known about Titan X, but the first footage of the kaiju portrayed the villain as an overwhelmingly huge aquatic kaiju that is deemed an apocalyptic threat that would take the combined might of Godzilla and Kong to defeat. Titan X also has striking blue eyes that have bioluminescent elements that glow when it surfaces. As a daunting threat that seemingly has been awakened from the deep ocean, it's possible that Titan X came from ancient times and could have already crossed paths with Godzilla, which could hint at an existing rivalry between the pair. Watch the official trailer below. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters Season 2 dives deeper into the titular company's history by exploring the intertwined legacies of the Randa and Shaw families. The series stars Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell, Anne Sawai, Kiersey Clemens, Mary Yamamoto, and Anders Holm. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters Season 2 is set to premiere on Apple TV+ on February 27. The massive unidentified terrestrial organisms, Mutos, serve as Godzilla's first villain in the MonsterVerse's on-screen debut in 2014. These kaijus are crucial in forcing Godzilla to reawaken and save humanity, positioning the titular monster as the protector of Earth from dangerous titans. The Mutos are parasites that devour titans and implant their spores into their carcass. The spores would then be awakened and turn into another Muto after they are triggered by human nuclear activity. The Skullcrawlers from Kong. Skull Island are basically Kong's arch-nemesis before Godzilla because they are the ones responsible for the death of Kong's parents. The subterranean reptilian monsters came from the underground caverns of Skull Island, and they are classified as hypervores, meaning that they are always hungry, which is bad news for their prey. Godzilla, King of Monsters, pulled back the curtain on an ancient rivalry that took place centuries ago between Godzilla and King Ghidorah. While Godzilla won its first encounter with the Titan, the 2019 sequel awakened Ghidorah after being trapped on ice by Godzilla, leading Monarch to find out more details about the terrorizing kaiju. As it turned out, Ghidorah came from space. The monster is an alien invader tasked to overwhelm Earth and rule over the planet with its terraforming capabilities. Thankfully, Godzilla stopped both of its attempts. Rodan is another Titan introduced in Godzilla, King of Monsters. The Flying Titan is described as the fire demon by the native Aztec people. Rodan was in hibernation in a volcano on Isla de Mara before being awakened by a call from Ghidorah to join in its quest to conquer Earth. However, when Ghidorah was defeated by Godzilla, Rodan switched sides and became the Alpha Titan's ally. The MonsterVerse's version of Mechagodzilla is one of, if not the most dangerous, mechanical titans built by Apex Cybernetics in Godzilla vs. Kong. It took the combined might of both Alpha Titans to defeat this robotic duplicate of Godzilla after it became uncontrollable, due to being infused with some of Ghidorah's DNA. Aside from a semblance of Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla was also powered by Hollow Earth energy, providing it with limitless energy. The Iron Dragon might not be large enough to threaten Godzilla, but the Titan played a pivotal role in Godzilla's disappearance from Earth for years because of their battle that took place in Hollow Earth during the events of Monarch. Legacy of Monsters Season 1. In MonsterVerse lore, this flying titan was responsible for sinking the USS Lawton during World War II. What made it more confusing was the fact that Monarch discovered that the wreckage of the ship was relocated to the Philippines, which is deemed far from its original sinking site. As it turned out, it was because the Ion Dragon had a habit of relocating objects and using the Hollow Earth as a sort of a means of transport. The Scar King is an original Titan created to serve as the primary villain of Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire. The ancient primate Titan originated from the Hollow Earth, and he lords over a clan of enslaved apes. Scar King and Kong had an intense rivalry in the New Empire, but the latter had no match with the former after Scar King defeated him with ease during their first bout. Thankfully, a team-up between Godzilla and Kong put Scar King in his place, preventing his goal of conquering the Hollow Earth and the surface world. Outside of his superhuman strength and agility, Scar King used his signature whiplash weapon as a primary tool in defeating his enemies. This tool is crafted from a Titan's spine, and it has a crystal shard at the tip that controls another Titan, Shimo. Shimo is another massive reptilian who was Scar King's enslaved enforcer in the Hollow Earth. As a slave, Shimo had no choice but to follow Scar King's orders in trying to defeat Godzilla during the climactic battle of New Empire before turning to the side of good after his boss was defeated. Shimo uses his Frostbite Blast abilities to defend himself against threats, and he can also manipulate temperatures to extreme freezing levels. Space Godzilla will serve as the main villain of the next Godzilla x Kong big screen entry in the MonsterVerse. The Titan is basically the corrupted version of Godzilla. While not much is known about the Titan's history, Godzilla lore revealed that this duplicate of Godzilla was created when the creature's cells were scattered into space and exposed to cosmic radiation, leading to his unexpected birth. What makes Space Godzilla different from the original is the fact that it has massive, shoulder-mounted crystal spikes along its back, and it uses the powerful Corona Beam as its main energy weapon.